Boy, this tree has grown really fast. It wasn't taller than up to here earlier this season, and it almost doubled its length, and even forked in the process. Probably has something to do with it being occasionally my pissoir and being right next to this bed here, which also leaches off nutrients. However, this bed did actually quite bad. None of the spring onions came up. There are very few of the radishes. I mean, sure, we can, if I wanted to, I could harvest some seeds. In an emergency situation, this would be nice. But you see, this place is plagued with slugs all over the place, right? They're just all over here. And I suspect it has something to do with me using straw as mulch down here. In contrast to the places where I used coal, I never had the problem, but here you can see slug, 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 slug. Right, I could probably count 100 slugs just in this bed. There are more slugs than I can see pods, actually. So yeah, the people who say this no-dig method with straw is a good idea, and at least not in my area where we're prone to getting slugs. I would say it's a terrible idea. Coal is significantly better. I don't notice. Sure, I do still see slugs, but there's a lot more other insect activity that occurs when I use biochar as mulch compared to the straw. And I don't get this problem at all, at least not as bad as this. So yeah, straw is compost. Here, I could obviously have done more. I mean, you don't even see the bed anymore. But this is good fiber. So at some point I'm going to cut it down, and I'm actually going to put it right on this bed here and add a lot more biochar and build it up. By the time the worms have eaten through it, I would suspect actually we would have worm activity even during winter, since I noticed a potato over there had overwintered 2 years actually. So we're probably going to experience that, which means that if I throw a bunch of biomass on here and then cover it, there's a good chance that it will be converted to soil and not something of interest to the slugs anymore. And then I can repeat the process here as I would do in the bed behind this biomass field. So those things you see popping up there, that's some of the fireweeds right next to the bed. So yeah, it's a fair amount of biomass I'm producing here. And I decided to just let this become the same because the tree here shades quite a bit, and yeah, it becomes too much maintenance. So it's might as well be a production area for biomass. What I used to start enriching this was I used both coal and I put coal on top of moss and like fairly poor soil, and then I put the mulch on, and then you see I've grown the peas here as well. But the peas here, of course, they got way too blotted out from the sun, and they also got attacked by slugs due to the mulching. But in any event, the soil here is also enriched, so I'm going to be taking a lot of mass from here, especially from depressions, because that's where nutrients gathers up, and things further down will never be depleted, shall we say. And then thicken this area and just simply make it a production site for biomass. Maybe I'll plant some poplars or the like. The same may apply further down there, since it's a little bit shaded. It could be a good place to place some trees. That would be right to the right side of the pollarded rowan tree you see there. Is some whitish flowers, and that is radishes as well. That was also just a random patch made primarily from some bog soil, some coal, and again the mulch solution with straw. And I checked it previously; it looked terrible. The mulching with straw is a terrible idea, in my opinion. But that was also just an emergency bed in case, main bed failed. Gotta be doing something here. This is a good site to be growing stuff as well, so I probably will. Yeah, it's a long enough video. Time to go harvest some berries and the like. Ta-da!